least Shiro for the peak. He goes on in, and Fame will take him out. Shiro down and out, no problem. Utility picked up, and Outsiders can pick it up off the ground and ready themselves for an A attack. Currently, it is Axel out towards long. But that smoke is going to start coming through, and he will realize, oh, I've got to draw my attention back to the A site, but I'm still worried about the long position. There's a lot of weaknesses here for Cloud9 in terms of this A site setup. Outsiders should be getting the bomb plant.
Eventually they will clear out these positions. Nafany finds another though. And with that kit on his back pocket, they can afford to play retake. They might not even need to. They're finding all the kills. Still no bomb plant. Kicker tries to go for it, but they run him down. And Outsiders just give away a bunch of fights.
There's a nice little flash that pops off the box to try and catch out his opponents where Flit dives down. James stays committed to the fight and beats out Shiro. And finds the reply for his fallen teammate. They throw the bomb to Fame. He's tasked with planting it. Not a bad setup here in the post plant for Outsiders as they look to try and convert their first round on the board.
One kit on Nafany. Axel's still holding long. He's convinced someone's going to come there eventually. But it was all in on short from Outsiders in this round, and that does limit their options here in the post plant.
Yeah, he's paranoid about long, isn't he, Axel? But luckily his teammates start to move through. Maybe they can gather enough info to allow Axel to comfortably come back and try and fight this. And you remember, Hobbit is still coming out through short too. So a lot of players starting to surround this post plant. And Cloud9, they're running out of time. They need the kills to come through. They will find every kill, but they need to get on the defuse right away. Nafany, with a kit on his back, is going to stick that one through and pull it onto the board for Cloud.
Really difficult, but he throws it early.
Yeah, this is about to be down to whether or not Nafany gets caught with the nade in hand, but luckily that will not be a risk because they sent Inters out to peak first. Flit.
This is James' idea of a fast round.
Yeah, this is a full rush in James' mind, isn't it? Full speed ahead. Finally, it's starting to come on in. Rush being perhaps not being translated too well here. Shiro, he's got to pick on Fame, and they're held inside of the smoke at the end of the tunnel. And there might be no light at the end of the tunnel at all here for Outsiders. They're all dropping like flies. Nafany brings down Kicker to close it, 4-0. Well, Outsiders do love to run the clock down, 30 seconds left. A little bit of control taken up in short, but eventually there will need to be a maneuver to close this round, at least an attempt.
The B-pop might be okay. Inters will be calling for assistance very quickly, though. This clearly can't be a fake. The spray through is brutal.
Yeah, it's just swept the lights from underneath him. It is now just Flit left charging forward. His teammate attempts to maneuver through middle, but James is already off to save his AWP. And they're going to have to cancel this one. Flit will be his bodyguard.
Oh, is this a B rush? A real B rush?
It's a silent movie is what it is.
Oh my.
Here they come, Shiro holding, misses the first shot, under a lot of pressure. Fame will actually crack through, Inters has gone down, and so Shiro's overrun because the AWP not really designed to deal with so many players running you down. So you've lost the B site that quickly. And Cloud9 have to save, so all right, there we go. Sometimes it does take a round just like that to get into the game. To be successful, but as soon as they start, it is now Shiro who peeks out from the same spot he was overrun in the previous round, but this time his teammate of Inters is still alive, and he is going to start racking up kills. Axel comes in to help out, Kicker is down, and it is just James left alone. AK-47 pulled into hand. Inters is down first, smoke will deploy towards the doorway. James in the clutch is often an absolute beast. Maybe this could be one of those situations where Jam pulls out an incredible clutch to give his team a round. Bringing himself back into the B site. Smoke has faded away. Spots a barrel. Knows one is close. It's a quick shot for Jam. Can he find the final frag of this round? A 4K looms for Jam, and he goes into the open. Hobbit used the window of opportunity to move his way through the doorway and catches Jam.
Losing that first player, they're going for a similar idea. No noise made, no nades used. Kicker could be the difference maker though.
Yeah, because now he actually splits the attention of the two B defenders, but the call to go through the tunnels isn't being made, and now Inters at the back of the side. It's not enough done here for Cloud9, and that will be the round.
Well, the dry fights are effective this time round. In the previous, they were kind of shut down early. This time they are able to get out of the early choke point And Kicker getting that kill towards mid.
On the A ramp. Axel, instead of staying long, is going quickly around short, which means Shiro has to land some shots to slow this one down and weaken the attack. Axel around the flank has delivered his first kill. It's Norbert out of there, and the numbers for Outsiders starting to dwindle. Already down to 2. James goes to pull it back, and he's finding kills here. Outsiders with 2 quick ones from the sniper, and he is looking for a little bit more. Tucked inside of the site, the 2 remaining Cloud9 players are coming in from short side. James will start to consider this as an option. Still worried about long. Remember, James is not alone. He still has Fame alongside of him, so the rifle is available, and the boost over the top, it's well played. But now that shoot signal of both players are coming from the same position, and Fame just needs to hold it. Axel to the headshot, and they're going to stick the defuse to pull it through. Cloud9 with a last-minute retake.
Even these. It's there, they flash.
While you're lying. Finally, here it comes. Shiro blinded. Doesn't even matter. Still takes the shot. Kicker goes down. And the advantage siding with Cloud9. You still have to break through the AWPer, but you also have to deal with Axel. And he is good for 1, nearly the second, just about staying alive. His Fame on life support, 1 HP. That should have been 2 for Axel, but just the 1 going his way.
With the advantage, Cloud9 don't need to take any risks. Nafany in strong position if they were to move through the mid doors. 30 seconds remaining, and looks like he will get his opportunity to strike.
Lovely picks from Nafany. The last 3 players go into the blender. Headshot after. Gonna send his flash in, and Axel will peek with it. Kicker had the turn away, and that gives Axel the advantage.
B is open right now, but Nafany's still on mid, and Intez has come back in time to watch the doors.
Yeah. You can do that now with the doorway. You just sit outside it, scope into the tunnels. If there is no smoke, gives you an option for the kill there on the Cloud9 side. Fame has to clutch this. A 1v4. First kill is his. He has tapped to try and fake it out and draw a push into his crosshair. And that is just going to allow Axel to come around the tunnel. I'd like to try and close this half with 13 on the board. A missed shot from Shiro. He will adjust to play to the ramp instead, and Utility will start to burn him away and force him further and further back. And he's actually burning inside of the fire. Flit looking to have the high ground as Shiro melts away below him. Flit and James get a couple of kills, and this might just be a turnaround for Outsiders towards the end of the half. Hobbit's come back in though, and like you said, he's had enough. James' head no longer attached. Hobbit comes in, another one found, but it's Inters that has everything to do. A 1v2, he isn't going to do it, so a 3rd round at least claimed at the end.
About you, Dinko, you can finish my sandwiches.
Yeah, sure. You got one line here, looks a bit dodgy, honestly. Oh, lovely damage done under Norbert. And somehow not dead to the nade. All right, Norbert's protected by something greater. Nafany comes through. Norbert eventually will die to the rifle of Shiro. And this force buy not working out for Outsiders. The force certainly was not with them.
James used divine intervention on Norbert. It was super effective. But he still.
It is fast though, unlike Outsiders. So Cloud9 looking to move their way through. It's going to be a hold down for Flit. Good on the first pick. Kicker able to peek out, and it's a nice shutdown here for Outsiders. This ain't bad at all. Cloud9 tried to finish the game with a B play, and they end up getting finished before they even make their way out of the tunnel. So that's a good enough hold from the rifles. Outsiders can be happy about that one. That's 4.
You know the audio line in Counter-Strike that goes, "Are we rushing in, or are we going sneaky beaky like?"
I like that.
Do you think that on James' game,
move their way deeper towards this A side? Kicker taking a bit of a risk, goes through the CT smoke. He's on the other side, blinded for the time being, and Shiro will catch him before Kicker can deliver impact. Norbert drops back to play from Goose. He has to get a multi-kill here, and it is just 1. Fame and James trying to make this one happen. And the plant will be committed to. Could this be it for Cloud9? A victory could be moments away unless Fame alongside James can work this one. They line up. They nearly go down to 1 foul spray of Nafany, but it's still a 2v2. James trying to get his teammate boosted up, trying to get into a better position. It's James that goes up with a scope. He spots the head of Shiro, and he's down. Axel just trying to draw the time. He will not be able to pull it off. James with a quick kill off the boost, down off the open. The Molly's going to force him wide, and Norbert and Kicker get the double together. Hobbit pulls one back on Jam on the B site and opens up an opportunity, but the bomb is not close to B. He'll have to buy some time. Hobbit needs to hold the fort inside of the B site, fights Kicker at an awkward angle, down into CT spawn. Enters a spotted Flit, go through the window. They want to get rid of Hobbit, but Flit is in a real tough spot. Will take down Hobbit, but Shiro has arrived to the party. It is now all on Norbert, coming back in from T-spawn through the tunnels into the 1 versus 2. He's taking damage, and Shiro's had enough. 3 kills. Map number 1 going. Will at least get the CT sided start. Norbert with a dual Beretta is rattling them away through cave out towards the B lane. It's Hobbit that goes down first.
They missed their top mid smoke here on the Cloud9 side. That could be a little costly. They finally close the distance. Jane was trying to back up, but it's Inters who takes him down. That bomb is now onto the A site. It should get planted, but Norbert already closing the distance. He's making steps, and Nafany turns it round on towards him with the dualies. Man advantage for Cloud9 could continue, but finally Flit brings Nafany out of the round. It's a 2v2 post plant with Axile still having a molly. Axile peeking around the side, lines up the first kill. Kicker tries to go aggressive, but Inters just needs to survive, just needs to buy time, and he knows it. They molly him off from the donut. No way for Kicker to win the round. And it is Cloud9 getting off to a good start, and wow, Inters unexpected out towards mid. Valuable. You can see those flanks through mid come through at times. Nades coming into B, but they're actually going to go back with the bomb towards this position.
Yeah, Hobbit's going to go out and drop the bomb immediately. Shiro and Inters with a couple of kills back, but Kicker making sure that mid is the safe position for outsiders to reside. Kicker goes again, but it's Shiro. We'll finally remove him from the cutout. A 2 versus 2 with the bomb in the back of Shiro. They turn their attentions towards B, which would put pressure on Norbert to try and defend as the 2 remaining Ts come out off the cave, and that will be their final resting place as Norbert puts them both in the ground with that one
okay,
has a bit of a gap. It's hard to see really, but maybe a bit of a gap there. Fame holding for Cloud9 to come on out of A main. It is 1 kill on either side, but Inters' double up is massive. But that's the bomb now loose. Hobbit coming back through the red room realizes that more impact is needed from him. But yeah, the time is just not enough here for Cloud9 to go back and get it. So outsiders effective in winning the rounds. Hobbit needs to run away and not die after the time.
Look at the rotate. Norbert now arriving. Even has a smoke which could delay. And we've also got Jame close by. Norbert's just going to get the first fight for free. The other player's trying to follow up.
Yeah, Norbert, though, he's doing everything. Fame comes in with a double 2. He looks towards Inters and Nafany. And just from main to donut in one foul swoop, and Cloud9. Yeah, very slow round here. Never really with a killer instinct to finish the round with it. Really will be tested here. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, and he will get one. Good trade from Axel. Norbert about to fight Inters, and Norbert is really starting to light up now. 9 and 3. Flit will assist in taking Axel out, and Shiro has pushed forward. He's got the bomb in his back, and hasn't seized the opportunity. Not a lot of Jame was showing around the corner, so it was impossible to take out the sniper. And now Cloud9 in a real tough position, jumping over the big box. Jame goes in, spots out Shiro, attempting to leap to the site. Brings him down, and with that kill, the bomb now loose in the site. Hobbit once again alone. Difficult clutch ahead of him, a 1v4. Has found the life of one, but Jame will put the bullet right where it needs to go. And a 5th round now for...
Molly denies the B ramp aggression, but they're going to go into Jaguar instead, and Kicker almost got caught. But that Molly isolates Nafany, and okay, there's a shot from Inters. Now the B site is open, but the bomb's not there yet.
Oh, blinded. Wow. Inters. Oh, just swings on by. Shiro getting some impact here as well for Cloud9. A couple of kills, all rattling up. And the bodies will continue to pile up for the outsider's side. But Fame still has an opportunity to rectify all of that. He is close to the long, spotted out Hobbit towards cave. But remember, there is a bit of a flank coming around the backside of Fame. He will consider that maneuver and turns around, but unfortunately not going to be successful in bringing down either remaining player for Cloud9.
Yet again, have full focus on the A side of the map, outside of Nafany, and now that he's gone, they're going to have to commit to A.
Oh, Fame holding. It's one good pick, a second take it away. Good hold again from Fame's rifle. He's done a lot of work on this map so far when challenged towards the A site. Flit able to come back in and help on Hobbit. It is just Shiro. This is not a round Cloud9 would have expected to drop, and Shiro's missed his no-scope, goes back in again, and Kicker brings him down with a P250. Of all rounds to lose, that didn't really look like. And Hawker, one player on the B site, doesn't seem so hot, does it?
I mean, at least there's no molly for this possession. Sometimes it can go uncleared, and James just now arriving.
Yep, he could act as a distraction and set up Kicker for a couple of kills here, actually. And that's going to work out. James does set up the distraction, gets a kill from it. Now Kicker pops out, so there we go. It's now actually flipped to the side of Outsiders. And James getting in the midst of battle, and somehow they turn it. James gets back just... So this is very aggressive, but they both line up. And that aggressive maneuver just works out for Inter. It's a double kill as Nafny tries to leap through the cave. They realize the AWP of James is still inside of the site. Fame plays from middle to stop Hobbit from getting forward, and we are still at even odds, but James continues to deliver some massive impact from the site. Axel springs into action, and he's committed too far to the left. That's going to kill him. Surely that will cost him, but no way. Axel gets a second chance, and he looks for Fame. He goes into the fight, but Fame will best him. Cloud9 come close again. The site, they're going to cross in behind and plant on default.
Oh, I like the boost.
I love the boost. It's interesting because there's a bit of cover to play with, and alongside that smoke, it's something you're just not really going to be ready for, but they disassemble it, smoke fades away, and so that cover no longer exists. Now, Jam has been the threat. He has been the real nuisance for Cloud9.
That smoke's huge. 2 players in cave right now.
Yeah, that's just cut off a lot of the support. In fact, all of the support for Axel, and puts him under a lot of pressure, forces him into the fight versus Jam, and Fame alongside of him getting kills, and Inters has really got to deal with the defuse more than anything, but not really in a position to do so.
Move in towards this side.
Flick gets one. Inters makes sure that he still continues to do his work. He has been finding some crucial kills, but it's time for someone else to step up, and Hobbit looks to slot into those shoes. Norbert, oh, it does damage to the spam, but Hobbit will be able to commit to the bomb plant. Not only that, but get away. And that's a crucial piece of info, because keeping that extra player up into this 3v3 is essential for Cloud9 to close this one out. Fame is starting his flank around the backside, and Shiro was looking the wrong way. Turns, but too late already. The kill will be in Fame's hands. The follow-up is even better. Axel is now down, and it is just Hobbit left inside of the cave. And once again, Cloud9 just losing the fights in the late round. They need 5 rounds to be picked up, and Hobbit looking to try and get them in. The time is ticking. He's so close to the wall binds, but it's just too far left, and that will cost them a 10th round yet again. The late round on B goes outside.
And Hobbit will wait for his teammates to sell this presence towards B. They're going to need clean kills onto that B side, though. Oh, that's brutal. Now they hear him.
Yeah, he can't do anything. Now Shiro's turn to come up into the B ramp. Here we go, Cloud9, last round of the half. Missed shot from Jay. Maybe that's the opening they need, but as soon as that happens, Norbert just lines up 2, and closing it will be Kicker, 11-4. What a...
Exile playing on the left side of the box. Looking to dodge any utility that comes his way. Nice spray onto both players. He was briefly blinded, but he's stuck with it. He's already got 2.
Oh, Faye. Lovely shot on the Shiro. And that's at least one back, but look at this from Hobbit. Quick double from in behind, but he's run out of ammo. He's feeling the wrath of the new update. No bullets left, so the turn on the kill will come in from Flit. He needs to come on out. Inters and Nafny. Trying to lock this round out for a 7th, and Inters will be the man to do it. 7 rounds picked up for Cloud9. It's been a bit of a quiet game for Flit in particular individually. Obviously his team had a pretty good first half showing. Flit, I felt like they never really attacked his side.
They've used a lot of utility. They have 2 smokes left. It's not going to be easy to get onto a bomb site. Made more difficult by that shot from Hobbit, but at least James got that AWP. And now Cloud9 do have to consider mid. It is completely open. James is looking pretty confident that A can be pressured right now, and yet still Cloud9 aren't budging.
Oh, they just caught the timing.
They do, though.
They just caught the timing. Norbert moves forward just as Cloud9 started to alleviate the initial setup they had within the site, but Shiro and Inters deal with the push forward. 2 kills picked up on Shiro and
It's
Inters
safe.
already. And it's just JM and Kicker with 20 seconds and no bomb control.
They don't think they can get that bomb back in time.
Well, they can't. Unless they had some Heelys, and maybe. Just that. All right, well, they've extra smoked that for sure. And Axel is going to line up 2 kills, make it 3. Axel brings down the bomb. Oh, for Outsiders, they will walk out into A. They try and get some ground, but as soon as they come up against their first opposition, it is all but over. Just a matter of seconds, really. And now it's a matter of time before James will join them. Oh, of course, of course. All right, James, he's mastered it. Off they go.
Wait, he can plant.
Yep, he can.
Oh my.
No, he's actually stolen it away.
It's not James time. Look at Cloud9. They're in spawn.
They're like, where
hunting
is
him.
he? Where is he? They thought it was James time, but he's confused them.
No
He has
way.
confused them.
Please win it, James. Please.
If he wins this, the anti-James time,
They're all coming donut.
he's going to hold
Oh, he's
towards
looked away.
Donut, but he's now looked away indeed. He's watching men, and yeah, getting more than one here is going to be really hard. At least Nafany killed his own teammate, so, you know, something happened there against Cloud9.
Do have to give Cloud9 a good bit of credit for playing so patiently throughout here on this CT side. They're never overextending, they're never falling for the trap of pushing into Outsiders, and now Outsiders will set up that A play we were talking about. Smoke ready for Donut.
And it's only one this time, only one smoke.
That's good. And
All
some
right, Axel,
flashes.
is it the same? It is not going to even be 1 kill for Axel. He's going to go down. This is finally looking like an Outsiders round win. Should be a safe call. Pack it up. Cloud9 save over on the other side of the map. Finally get aggressive, get in their face a couple of times on the CT side and really make it work out. So you have a lot of options available to you, and it seems to be that was the call out of the timeout as well. So it's really good to see that here for Cloud9. Now they just have to make sure they convert it and close this one out. Shiro with the AWP, misses the shot on Fame. It was a tight angle, but they just swing wide into Nafany. He gets 1. It's a 1 and done. Kicker trades again, and he gets a bomb plant here. That's not too bad. Oh, I maybe was a little bit too early calling the bomb plant.
Side.
I think it's in a good spot, actually. The cover is really well designed.
I agree. See if Cloud9 go aggressive again. It's Axel taking the fight to them. Big damage done early, and he's hanging around.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Kicker and James are barely walking.
Oh,
And Norbert's gone. Axel just getting in their face, getting right where they want to be. And he's going to walk around the back of James, and it's a kill. He stopped fighting Kicker. Turned pacifist for that one, I think. But he's only done enough. 3 kills for Axel. Bomb down as well.
and being held by the AWP of Shiro. It's just scoped in on that angle.
Poor Flit. It's a bit more passive this time around. They have a double setup in mid through the cubby. But here's the B play. Coming in for Outsiders. Inters looks to deliver from the side itself. He does very well alongside Nafany. And they are shutting this one down. They're perfectly set up to deal with the attack into the site. And it's James left alone. It's one burnt away on towards Inters. James gets the kill on Hobbit. And now a lot more needed from James. And Axel isn't going to allow that to happen. 14 rounds for Cloud9. 2 away from taking victory in the series and completing this comeback from 11-4 down. Here comes the execute up for Outsiders. Nafany, unsuccessful on the swing. So a bit of a gap opened up here for the Outsiders. Shiro doesn't have the particular weapon this great at spamming through the smoke, but luckily Inters certainly does, and does damage onto the first. The second player is, well, barely walking at this point. This is not the strongest post plant, but Kicker can come through. And from Jaguar to the cave, he's found himself a kill, but Jamie is down, and it's still a 3 versus 2 favoring Cloud9. Hobbit coming up from the ledge into B lane, catches out Kicker, and puts the rest of the round all on Fame. He's on 5 HP, and eventually will get spammed through the smoke and the wall by the AWP of Shiro.
While that was happening, Cloud9 took site control, and now fast, aggressive move into mid, again denied. Shiro opening it up, Axel alongside him. Cloud9 looking set to take this one.
Well, some classic Nafany aggression down the B ramp, but it hasn't gone his way, so potentially not done yet. Outsiders have found an opening into the B site. They look to try and snatch this and turn this into the round win. The smoke will prevent Shiro from spotting the cross of Norbert deep. And this post-plant position that has been established here for Outsiders is strong. They can win this round.
Still another smoke for Fame, but he can't use it towards CT right now. Now he does, goes back to throw it. That's going to help lock them out further.
And now he goes back into Hobbit, and Hobbit will beat him in the fight. Now 2 players coming up through the B ramp. Norbert's had to come back in to try and assist Kicker. This is no longer a good setup for the Outsiders. It's very difficult to see a world in which Kicker gets any more time, but he's going to try. Kicker with a 3K, so close to staying afloat, but it's not going to be enough. Hobbit will get to the defuse, and Cloud9 will take victory in their debut here in Cologne. The return to land for the IEM Dallas champions has been solid.